All right, let's just take a second to recognize the young talent that the Detroit Lions have on their team. Just very, very recently, CJ Gardner Johnson came out and he was talking real nice about one of the Lions' safeties, one of their young players, and it is none other than Kirby Joseph. CJ Gardner Johnson said Kirby Joseph is one of the NFL's best young safeties. And I read that headline. I'm like, okay. I'm like, there's not a lot of, I mean, that could be a top 5, top 10, something like that. And then you start realizing there's not a ton of young safeties. And there's not a ton of high caliber young safeties, I guess is the better way to put it. And this dude actually might be one of them, but also CJ Gardner Johnson had more talk backing up than what that title even said. All right, here's what he said. He said he's a second-year player, right? He doesn't realize how good he is, truthfully. All right. He said he's one of the best young safeties in the game. Great. That's where it comes from. He already has it. But when he really understands that you ain't out here by yourself anymore, you've got help, you've got veterans around you, you can learn the game a little bit more, you're going to see a whole different Kirby Joseph. Okay. So, what was Kirby Joseph last year? Because what Kirby Joseph was last year was a second tier safety by grading metrics. He was able to make up for that because the dude is a turnover machine. He is a very instinctive player. But when you grade out his performance over the season, whether it's run, stopping, in the pass game, everything, do you know who his game is eerily similar to in ratings and everything else? It's CJ Gardner Johnson. You're talking about two guys that were separated by 1 point on PFF. You're talking about two guys who defend the pass better than they defend the run. You talk about I'm just saying, like, we need to look at this, and CJ Gardner Johnson might be seeing a little bit of himself in Joseph, in Kirby Joseph. Like, that's kind of exciting. It really is. He went on to say what he likes about him. He said, because he's instinctive, he's a good athlete, he's rangy, there are times where he could veer off a little bit and maybe go out of the wheelhouse of what we want. Just a little bit. This is what Campbell said. But that is all part of being a young player that has some ability and learning to grow. So now all of a sudden you take these instincts, you take this rangy athletic ability that he has, and you get him more understanding. Like, I don't need to go out because I have vets around me, so I don't need to veer off and try and cover here or cover there. I just need to do my thing. You are going to see this guy take an even bigger jump. I can almost guarantee it. And I think we all expect him to. I think we all expected him to. But he's going to do it. And here's what I love more. Gardner Johnson says how this sort of thing doesn't happen to normal average player. He said he's a ball hawk. Gardner Johnson said, I picked off Tom Brady twice in one season. He picked off Aaron Rodgers twice in one season, or in one game, he said. That's hard to do on a quarterback that's at a level you expect not to make a mistake. For him to take that step, he's just scratching the surface. He's just scratching the surface. All right. Joseph is already getting the benefits. He said the expectations raises, but the knowledge also raises, because them guys just be telling everybody the whole room is learning. Not only me, the whole room is learning from everybody. So it's just an abundant amount of information that you can take and you can use while on the field. And then he followed it up with a little trash saying, just know that I'm coming hard this year. I want to be great. I want my teammates to be great. We're all going to be great. That's why we're out here working. Am I the only one who just thinks this has a completely different feel to it? Like, this is entirely different from years past. It's not this, yeah. I think things are coming along well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got some stops. Like, these are what the normal answers are. Like, offense won some, defense won some. No, it's everybody is just stinking pumped. Like they're excited to see what's going on here, and we should be too. And what I'm loving is like all the stuff out of camp about how good this defense is. Like that this defense is coming out, and we're hearing that the offense is struggling. The offense has been a proven product last year. They were a proven product. The defense is the one that was learning. The offense, it goes back to 6 games from 2022 and all of 2023. I guess, well, the end of the 21-22 season, and like you get what I'm saying. When Ben Johnson took over, and Dan Campbell's doing the play calling, Ben Johnson was in his ear. And then all of last year when Ben Johnson was doing the play calling, that is a year and a half of provenness on the offense. The defense turned it around in the back half of last year. So if the defense is playing so well that the offense is sputtering, that's not because the offense stinks. That's not because they're not any good. It's because the defense has stepped up. It's because the defense is better. All right. And I understand it's different. You don't have to play the run as much in practice and all this kind of stuff. Quarterback doesn't have to worry about getting hit in the face. All right. So like there's a lot of things that allow it to be equal. But we have this combination of guys that are vets with Gardner Johnson, with Sutton, and with Mosley. 3 proven veterans, not to mention, let's not forget Tracy Walker. And then we have the young guys. We have Kirby Joseph, who's a 3rd-round pick. He was a 3rd-round pick, and he played that well. He was a guy who switched to safety late in his college career, and he's playing that well. We have Brian Branch, who everything we're hearing is phenomenal out of camp. So we have 4 proven starters. When was the last time our secondary went into a season with 4 proven starters like this? And then we have 2 young guys that the sky's the limit, that everybody's excited about. Don't tell me this secondary isn't going to be a top 10 secondary. It is. And when they're consistently week in, week out facing quarterbacks that just flat out are not that good in the NFC, they're not that good. It's very poor. They could be almost dominant. If you squint hard enough, you can see it. Like you can see it, y'all. All right. Hope you like what we're doing here. We've got another channel that we started. It's called Sports Talk Extra. I'll put the link in the description. We just wanted to show some love to other teams that don't get the national media love. We all know Detroit versus everybody. We love the Lions. It's our team. You supporting this other channel, actually, in more ways than you know, could help this channel bring even more content. So go give it a look. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't worry about it. Keep hanging with us here. But we'll see you on the next one. Hit a comment. Are you as excited about Kirby Joseph in the 2nd year as I am? And hey, see you.